Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Wellness Share. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for supporting me always. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Wilma Vimbainasha Marimira, and today I'll be showing you guys how I make my chocolate cakes. Just a disclaimer though.
I'm a student living in school, okay? So there's no fancy kitchen to see here. Keep your eyes on the cake. Let's go!
Okay, guys, so as you know, I'm a student living in a foreign land, so most of the things this side are different from home, and cakes are on the list. I had to learn how to bake my own cakes from scratch because even though Chinese cakes are nice, the fact that they're so different from the ones I grew up eating makes it difficult for me to get satisfied. So I knew the basic techniques from home, but I had never really baked a lot of times, and I used to do it manually. So when I came to China, I got motivated to buy my own stuff to help baking become more easier, faster, and a little more professional. Now here are the ingredients that I'm going to be using, so you can get yours ready. First, I'm going to mix the dry ingredients together. I'm going to use 3 cups of cake flour, 1 cup of cornstarch, then 1 cup of cocoa powder, 2 cups of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a pinch of salt. And as you can see, I'm sifting my flour. Actually, most of my dry ingredients, I sift them so that they can be as smooth as possible and avoid having the cake with some lumpy parts. So yeah, now I'm putting the cocoa powder and I'm going to sift it too. And after that I'll put the sugar, but I don't need to sift the sugar, of course, because it's still going to dissolve later. So yeah, and then I'll put the rest of the dry ingredients. Okay, so that's the sugar, and this one you don't really need to serve it because it's gonna melt anyways. And I'm going to add my 1 cup of cornstarch, just like that. My measurements are not really accurate, so it's okay. It's my cake anyways. Yeah. Alright, so here's a tip that I also learned when I was baking, that if you want your chocolate to have that strong, deep, I don't know, chocolatey flavor, oh my god, you need to add some coffee in it. So I'm gonna use the coffee as part of the wet ingredients, but right now I'm just making coffee, like a cup of coffee, and leaving it to get a little bit warm so that it's not too hot. Okay, so there I add my baking powder, and I'm also gonna add my baking soda. So yeah, baking soda, and yeah, this is the baking soda, right? And after you have put everything in one bowl, you need to start mixing it so that you make sure that every part is going to, like, I don't know what, I don't want to start explaining science here, but just mix it, okay, to make sure that everything is all mixed together and the balance of the flavors and stuff. Now we go to the wet ingredients. So I use 6 eggs, 1 cup of milk, 200 grams of melted butter, it's unsalted butter, 1 cup of coffee, the one I showed you in the dry ingredients, 1 cup of vegetable oil, brandy, I use 2 tablespoons of brandy, vanilla essence. So you need to separate the egg yolk and the egg white, and then you start by mixing the egg white by itself. Yeah, so if you have a mixer like mine, it'll be easier for you. And then you mix the egg yolk by itself, like separately. So I love to put my essence and the brandy into the egg yolk so that my cake doesn't smell of any egg yolk, because it actually smells. Okay, guys, let's pause for a minute to take the declaration of today, and it's coming from the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 10 and 11, which says, "As the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and do not return to it without watering the earth and making it bud and flourish, so that it yields seeds for the sower and bread for the eater, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose of which I sent it." Amen. Amen. I think this is self explanatory, really. So, my declaration of the day is that the words that go out from my mouth will not return to me empty, but will accomplish that desire and achieve the purpose which I sent it. Amen. Amen. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so you want to mix the egg white until it's fluffy and frosty like this, and then you can add the egg yolk inside. Next, you want to add that brandy that I was talking about. I'm gonna put like about I think I put 2 tablespoons or something like that of brandy, just to make it more, I don't know, to give it more flavor. Yeah, because if you put more vanilla essence, it's gonna taste more like vanilla chocolate cake, and I didn't want that. But I wanted my chocolate cake to be so rich, so I put brandy in it. And then I'm going to mix my butter, melted butter, and my vegetable oil together, and I put it, I add it in, and then I mix everything together. Alright, so once you get that going, you want to start adding your dry ingredients, which is basically the mixture that we did of the flour, cocoa powder, and baking soda and stuff, and then you put it in parts. So I put it in 3 parts. So this was the first part, and then I leave that to mix, and then I added my 1 cup of milk together with the coffee, right? So that as I'm mixing, I keep adding like that. So I put more flour, and then I try to mix it a little bit so that everything is together. So yeah, and I put a little bit of the milk and the coffee, and then I mix it so that when the mixer is mixing it, it won't be messy. Yeah, it won't make the whole place dirty. So yeah, you mix it together. So I keep doing this until I finish everything and put everything that I've measured in there. So yeah. While you wait for your mixture to really blend in, you can start by greasing your pans and putting some flour so that it becomes non-sticky. If you don't have that baking paper, you can use this. And then you can preheat the oven. I preheat it at 240 degrees, but when you're putting your cake, make sure you reduce it to between 150 to 160 to 180. And then yeah, you put your mixture in the trays. Make sure it doesn't fill the tray so that it has room to rise. And that is it. This is how the cake was looking, and here I was just putting chocolate butter cream on it. I made it by myself. If you want to know how I do it, please comment down below and I will make a video on how I make my chocolate butter creams. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope this is like an easy way to make it. As you can see, I didn't decorate it so nice because it's just my cake, and maybe I'm gonna share with a few friends, but yeah, I didn't need to make it fancy. Anyways, till next time guys, bye, love you.